Good afternoon, children. Welcome to 6th standard social class. Students, last class we have studied about great thinkers and new faith, unit 2 in history. Okay, today today also we are going to continue the same lesson. The remaining part of the lesson we are going to see today. Okay, yesterday we saw Jainism. So, what are the teachings of Jainism? And Triratnas, that is three jewels. They are right faith, right knowledge, right action. Okay. Next, today we are going to see Jain Code of Conduct. Jain Code of Conduct. There are 5 points. There are 5 points are given for Jain Code of Conduct. First one is Ahimsa. Ahimsa means not to injure any living beings. Not to injure any living beings. Second one, Satya. Satya means to speak truth. Satya means to speak truth. Third one, Astria. Astria means not to steal. Not to steal. Fourth one, Abharigraha. That means not to own property. Not to own property. Fifth one, Brahmacharya. Celibacy. Brahmacharya means they are not married. So they have to live alone. That is called Brahmacharya. There are Jainism split into two sects. Jainism split into two sects. One is Digambaras and Svetambaras. So there are two sects, two sectors. First one is we have to see what is Digambaras. Digambaras are orthodox and conservative followers. They are keep proper rules and regulation. Second one, monks of the Digambara sect do not wear any clothing and live naked. They are forbidden to have any kind of possessions. They are not wearing any dress. They have to live naked. Okay. Third one, Digambaras believe that women cannot achieve nirvana or liberation directly. They believe women cannot achieve nirvana or liberation directly. These are all the Digambaras rules and regulations. Okay. Next one, Svetambaras. Svetambaras, here there are 3 points. Here also they given 3 rules and regulation. The Svetambaras are considered progressive. The Svetambaras are considered progressive. Monks of Svetambara sect wear white robes. So in Digambaras, monks they are not wearing any dress. They live naked. But here they wear white robes. They wear white robes. Okay. They wear white robes. They are permitted to have Rajokraha. Rajokrana. Broom with woolen threads. Broom with woolen threads. Begging bowl and book. Begging bowl and book. Okay. Svetambaras believe that women are equally capable of achieving liberation as men. Here they are giving equal status for women also, but in Digambaras they are not give equal respect or equal part of the women's. Okay. Next one, reasons for the spread of Jainism. Why? What is the reason for spread of Jainism? First one, use of people's language. Jainism, use of people's language. Second one, intelligible teachings. They are teaching very effectively. Okay. Next one, third one, support from rulers and traders. So, Jainism is got support from rulers means kings, princes like this. And trade is also, they accept the spread of Jainism. Preservance of Jain monks. Okay. Next one, we are going to see influence of Jainism. Influence of Jainism. Samanam in Tamil Nadu. Influence of Jainism, that is Samanam in Tamil Nadu. In ancient Tamil literature, Jainism is referred to as Samanam. But in Asian Tamil literature, Jainism is referred to as Samanam. Samanam. Okay. There is a Samanar hill in Madurai, 15 kilometers away from Madurai. Okay. In Arittapatti, a small village 25 kilometers from Madurai, on one side of Kalinjamalai hill, there are Jain caves called Pandavar Padukkai. So, in Madurai side, they have Jain for Jains caves and the archaeological things also they have to find out. There is a reference to Aravodpalli, place of living for Jain monks in Manimehalai. Okay, these are all the evidence for the Jainism spread in Tamil Nadu also. Next point, according to Silappadigaram, when Kovalan and Kannagi were on their way to Madurai, Gaundi Adigal, a female Jain monk, blessed the couple and accompanied them. So this is major evidence for the Jainism. Okay, next one, Puhar, Urayur, Madurai, Vanchi. Now it is called as Karur. Vanchi, Kanji, all had Jain monasteries. These are the places they have the Jainism evidences. Next one, Jinakanchi. Jinakanchi means Tiruparthi Kundram, a village in Kanjipuram. Tiruparthi Kundram is one of the village name in Kanjipuram, has two Asian Jain temples. In that place, they have two Jain Asian temples. This village was once called Jinakanchi. So, this Tiruparthi Kundram, once it was called as Jinakanchi. Okay, children. Next one, Buddhism. Now we are going to study about Buddhism. Gautama Buddha. Gautama Buddha. See, this is the picture of Gautama Buddha. Okay. Before we see the Buddhism, we have to see this about Buddha. Original name Siddhartha. Original name Siddhartha. Place of birth Lumini Garden in Nepal. Place of birth Lumini Garden in Nepal. For Siddhartha parents Sudodana. Sudodana Maya Devi. Place of death Kushinagar in Uttar Pradesh. Kushinagar in Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Next one, Gautama Buddha was the founder of Buddhism. So, Gautama Buddha was the founder of Buddhism. His real name was Siddhartha. Already we see this. Like Mahavira, he was also a Kshatriya prince belonging to ruling Shakya clan. So, how the Mahavira was a prince, like Buddha also prince. Okay, when Siddhartha was only 7 days old, his mother died. So, when Siddhartha was only 7 days old, 7 days baby, his mother was died. So, he was raised by his stepmother Gautami. So, the Gautama Buddha was raised by his stepmother Gautami. 4 great sites. 4 great sites at the age of 29. At the age of 29, who? At the age of 29 of Gautama Buddha, that is Siddhartha, saw 4 sorrowful sights. He saw 4 sorrowful sights. First one, an uncared old man in rags with his bent back. So, uncared old man was very rex with his bent back. So, if for human beings always erect, no, we have to stand straight because our spinal cord is straight. So, but Siddhartha saw bent back man, old man he saw. Second one, and sick man suffering from an incurable disease. And sick man suffering from an incurable disease. Third one, a man's corpse being carried to the burial ground by weeping relatives. That is dead body they carry. So the relatives are they crying very badly. That incident also he saw and aesthetic. So these are all the four incidents Siddhartha had saw in at the age of 29. Okay, next one, enlighten. Enlighten. Buddha, the awakened or enlightened one, realized that the human life was full of misery and happiness. So he thought of, he get knowledge, inner knowledge. That means human life was full of misery and unhappiness. And happiness. So at the age of 29, he left his palace and became a hermit. He sacrificed 6 years of his life towards penance. So 6 years he is sit in a calm place and he meditate. Okay. Nonetheless, deciding that self mortification was not a path to salvation, Buddha sat under a people tree, and undertook a deep meditation near Kaya. So Buddha sat under one of the tree. The tree name is people tree. Undertook a deep meditation near Kaya. See this picture. Okay. On the 49th day, he finally attained enlightenment. On the 49th day of his meditation, he attained enlightenment. From that moment onwards, he was called Buddha. From that day onwards, or from that moment onwards, he was called Buddha or the enlightened one. He was also known as Sakya Muni or Sagi of Shakya clan. Okay. Next one, children. What are all the four noble truths? Buddha said four noble truth. First one is life is full of sorrow and misery. Second one, desire is the cause of misery. Third one, sorrows and sufferings can be removed by giving up one's desire. Fourth one, the desire can be overcome by following the right path. That is noble eightfold path. So, Siddhartha, that means Buddha, he meditate and they found so many things. Okay, so human's life is full of sorrow and misery, desire, like this, no? So he gave eightfold path. What are the rules we have to follow to overcome this human's life? First one, right view. Second one, right thought. Third one, right speech. Fourth one, right action. Fifth one, right livelihood. Sixth one, right effort. Seventh one, right knowledge. Eighth one, right meditation. These are all the eightfold path human beings should follow. Okay, to overcome the human's life. Okay, children. Next one, teachings of Buddha. Buddha's teachings are referred to as Dhamma. Buddhism accepted the theory of karma. Already we studied in the last class karma. Karma meaning that the quality of man's life depends on his deed. So we have to do good things. Okay. Buddha neither accepted nor denied the existence of God but believed in the laws of universe. So people can accept the laws. That means the eightfold path. Buddha assisted that attaining nirvana is the ultimate aim of life. Okay, next one. Buddha advocated ahimsa or non-violence. Last one, Buddha had rejected the caste system. The wheel of life represents the Buddhist view of the world. Okay, thank you, children.